Look at that. There is a full-on water slide in a public pool. Good morning and welcome back to the daily vlog. And today we're in the Discovery Parks in Mackay. Now, we're going to give you a quick tour of the place. It's nothing major, it's nothing special. It's just a place for us to get our heads down, chill out for the night, do a bit of work and then head out back on the road. If you've not subscribed already, please be sure to if you're new around here, and also check out our Instagram. That should be on screen as well. We're not far off 10k subscribers on YouTube. If you could subscribe if you are new, that would be a massive help and a massive push to where we're trying to be. That'd be fantastic. So thank you very much for that. Now, without any further ado, let's check out where we stayed. So we stayed the night here. We didn't use these chairs. This is just the outside part of the cabin, but you come on through and it is a self-contained unit of everything that you would need. If you had two little chids, two little ones, you could chuck them up on there. But what is funny is that the only good place for signal last night on the phone was up there for Cody. So where did you spend most of the night, Cody?
I spent most of the night on the top bunk, and I must say I was pretty comfy.
You were comfy until you had to get down, and then all I heard was like a sack of potatoes fall on the floor. And I was lying in this room where I had signal. I went, "Are you okay?" She went, "Yeah." So I think Cody was a crumpled mess just here. But we have wrapped up now, like you said. Our suitcases were chilling all here. That was like our kind of wardrobe for the night. But a nice little self-contained unit. Like you said, if you're here for a few days or just passing through, it's everything you kind of need, really, isn't it?
The biggest seller for this place is,
Ooh.
anyone might know, so we wanted to stay, there's one particular part that I wanted to stay in Cape Hillsborough. However, majority of Cape Hillsborough is not dog friendly. It was a big issue to stay in Cape Hillsborough. So we're not even going to touch Cape Hillsborough. It's going to be one of those places that we're going to have to miss just because it's not really a dog friendly place.
Exactly, yeah.
A lot of it's national park. These guys are dog friendly. So if you are looking to stay around Mackay
or pass through Mackay,
this is the best park for a dog friendly park. They also have swimming pools. They've got a really good
they've got lots of facilities. We might not get a chance to see them today, but when we turned up late last night, so we didn't use them. But these caravan parks have absolutely blown my mind on this adventure, this journey.
Yeah.
Like for the pricing as well.
So cheap.
So reasonably priced, but so affordable. And like I said, a lot of amenities. So there isn't much more to show you, but as you can see, here is the bedroom. There is a wardrobe in here, but it was just easier to leave our clothes in the bag. As you can tell by my creased shirts, I'm not a fancy man. And then to wrap up, a bathroom, but with everything you need, toilet, sink and shower, and jobs are good. So today we've got a few things on the cards, but I think the main thing we should potentially set as the main focus is going exploring a bit more of Mackay. Now, what did you find out last night about Mackay?
I think there's something called the Watertrail, and we can go on the Watertrail with the dog, and it's a walkway around a lot of Mackay, so you can see the lagoon, a few other things. We've got till 11 o'clock and we have to strictly set off at 11 to get to our next destination for 3. A lot of driving today.
There is a lot of driving, but that next location will be at the end of the video, and it is a very cool location again, so we can't wait to share that with you. Let's get our stuff, drink our Baroccas and head out on the road. Cody's reversing the van out, just behind me you can probably see, and I'm going to go and drop off the key. But if I get chance, I might go and have a little bounce around on this thing behind me as well. It looks really fun. I got distracted. What's wrong? I was in my padlock. Oh no. So just as we were leaving this camping ground, the lady in the office, MJ, was very lovely to us, and she said, go and check out the lagoon at the end of the land, and we have a full wetland area that is for like wildlife and all things like that. And look at this place. It's ginormous. It's absolutely ginormous. Wow. So yeah, here's the like wetland area that she was speaking as well. Lots of little different creatures and critters that could live in that, just at the end of your campground.
That's amazing. Imagine if you were here, you've got a great view, haven't you? Yeah, they
Oh, look, is that a moorhen? Oh, with the chicks. Look at that.
Oh, how sweet is that? Mum and her chicks.
We are here at the Blue Water Lagoon on the Blue Watertrail. But our plan is not to go and do the lagoon just yet. We've had a little look at it, but we're going to try and avert our eyes for the time being. I'm looking this way. Look away, Cody, because we want to see it properly for the first time later on.
Yeah.
Now the plan is to get on the walk, go and do a bit of a stroll, and may I say, this is a gorgeous walk. Look at this. I see where it gets its name from, the Blue Watertrail.
In the city.
In the city. But we are now going to go on here for a bit, hopefully find a cafe en route, have a little nibble as we're wandering through Mackay, exploring. I believe this trail does lead you to the botanical gardens as well.
I think it does. Yeah.
So,
how long that takes, I'm not sure, because the whole track is
yes.
around 3.5 hours. I think it's even longer than that.
Well, I'm sure the botanicals won't be too far out.
No.
But it could be amazing to do them, do that, have a little bit of brekkie, come back, and then enjoy the lagoon. Ooh, what is going on here? A little bit of an art installation. Not quite sure what it demonstrates or what its profound meaning is. But what I am sure about is that being an absolutely stunning view. And it's just across the way from this Caneland Central, which I'm guessing is the big shopping centre here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's pretty big. Now, we did look up the population of Mackay last night, and it's actually about 120,000. So once again, another one of these places that really does shock me in its size. I imagine it was going to be a couple of, what, like 20, 30,000 when we passed through, but you Google it and you're like, oh wow, there's a lot more going on than you first imagined. A lot more people. Slight deviation in plans. We're now checking out this place at the entrance of Caneland Central called the Coffee Club. We just found a cafe that does eggs Benedict, just how we like it, smashed avocado, and we can sit here for about 20 minutes rather than walking. Yeah. Makes a lot more sense. So we can have a proper brekkie, sat down, and then that lagoon is calling my name. And just like that, food has arrived. Cody has got... So quick, mega quick. It was literally, my drink arrived, and then within 2 minutes after that, the food arrived. But there's a fair few people in, so service here is literally lickety-split, but I've got my old faithful favourite, and that is smashed avo with eggs Benedict on top of it, because I'm a greedy monkey. Cody's got a chilli omelette, looks very tasty, and I've got my dessert drink, which is an iced mocha. Please don't judge me. That is breakfast finished up at Laffos, and somebody the other day asked us, can you please do a little bit more of like a cost review on places when you eat at certain like venues and restaurants and cafes? So something that it doesn't always feel natural to us, and we sometimes forget because we're in the moment, but altogether I think that place cost $54. That was for 2 breakfasts and 2 drinks. So maybe a little bit on the steeper side, but not awful pricing. Like you said, when you convert it to British, I still try and equivalent like what breakfast would be in the UK. That's not a bad price, to be honest, for eating out. Pretty good food overall. Service was incredible. Literally, like food was there with the drinks, and the staff were all lovely. Convenient, just at the front there, and perfect placing for us, right near the lagoon. Which leads me on to my next point. I might go for a little swim. You gotta try the slide. Oh, I'll try the slide. I'll try the slide. So here is the layout to the lagoon, and oh my goodness, there is a fair amount going on here. I know we go on about these lagoons, but they're one of my favourite things. The fact that this whole area is free for the public to just come and use on a hot day is something that is so out of this world and so good that, like I said, I don't think I'll ever get over it. But as we can see here, they have the upper lagoon, the main lagoon, and they even have a water slide into this one. So I'm definitely going to go and check it out. Full extra pool for the kids as well. Fantastic. Love this. Really, really do love seeing this implemented. Another thing I've just seen is this Paranella Park. Now, this is something, it says on here, voted #1 must-do in Queensland.
About it. I'm not too sure what it is exactly.
Is it more of a night event though, because it's all lit up and the pictures at night? Does it look its best at night? Maybe that's something that we should do in an evening, but
thing,
we can always come back up. This is what we've said a couple of times.
It's a road trip and we've got a dog,
yes.
So it's very much passing through.
True, and a lot of people have really asked us to go and do a lot more than we could manage, and they're like, why are you moving so quick? If they're new to the channel, a lot of the viewers will understand that we are on a time restriction. We had 2 weeks to go up and down, so it is just a explore, jump, explore, jump. And the reason is because we do have to be back down in the Sunshine Coast because we have work. So I hope people understand that watching the video and don't think we're just being like passive and blasé and moving on. We really would love to stay longer. Who wouldn't? So Cody has turned around and said she doesn't fancy getting her hair wet and going for a bit. So she's going to wait in the car with Pico, and I'm going to check out the lagoon in the car. Instantly, I'm seeing a cafe. I'm seeing a kids' play area. Amazing. Look at that. There is a full-on water slide in a public pool. What on earth? So, Zia's just told me that at its deepest point, it's about 1.8 or 1.6. Pretty interesting how deep these do go, these public pools, but he has said that I think you'll be okay if you go down holding the phone down the water slide. But I think what I'll do is I'll probably set my phone up and then go down first, see if I can keep my arm above the water, and then go down properly with the phone. What a unique spot though, look at that. Waterfall, water slide, gradient into a relaxed pool here. Oh my goodness. So I'm now with lifeguard Piers and he's saying that we can open up an area that's closed off, but it was going to open up later on just to go down the slide. Piers, you're very kind to me. Thank you very much.
Right.
No worries. The Aussie motto. So there is another pool up here. Is this an adult pool, a deeper pool?
Meant to be, so you have to be 14 years and above to swim in here by yourself.
Oh wow.
Unless you have parent supervision.
Of course.
You can be here with your parent.
Can you be my parent if I struggle? Oh, amazing. I have never seen one of these public lagoons with a slide. That is so unique. And straight through into that. Unreal. Straight down then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Any rules, any regulations?
Oh, feet first.
Feet first, lying down, sitting up?
Feet first, on your back, bum, or you can go on your stomach, as long as your feet are first.
I'll go bum first.
Yeah.
I want the phone to survive. Thank you, Piers.
No worries.
And we're away down the slide. I have never seen one of these public pools have a slide. Whee! How cool is that? That is super, super unique and absolutely lovely that Piers opened it up for me. We're just going to go ahead now and check out the waterfall. And another pretty cool feature, a waterfall cascading into the public pool. Again, not something I've seen in a public pool or lagoon. It's pretty cool. And again, for a second slide, not much momentum, but if you tuck down, and away we go. It's very shallow at the end. I'm actually stand-upable, coming up with my own phrasing, but once again, how unique and cool is that? Now, Cody's waiting in the car, getting ready to shoot on. So, we'll go meet up with her. And the absolute legends, Zed and Piers, opening up the slide just for me, just for a quick slide down or two. They really didn't need to do that, but very hospitable. And that is the thing about Australia. Very, very lovely people. Everywhere you go, it seems to be a consistent. It's not just a regional thing. Just like you said, people are willing to give you the clothes off their own back if it means you're just kind of getting by. Obviously, there'll be a couple of bad eggs, but on the whole, majority as a society, lovely, lovely people. Amazing. We have just now come to a little toilet break en route to our next location for Pico and ourselves. A little bit of a freshen up, switch over of drivers. Cody's going to have a bit of a relax now. But we really did want to go and do the botanical gardens at Mackay, but due to time constraints and our next location, wanting to get there for a good time and see it and show it off to you guys, we're not going to manage to do that. But once again, as we've said, with many spots on this journey, there will be plenty more times that we'll probably want to do this journey again, and many others around Australia. So, maybe not this time, but definitely next.
We are just arriving at our location now, which is High Valley Dawn. This is where we are going to be staying the night, and this is a farm just outside of Yeppoon.
Interesting. In Emu Park?
Yeah, between Yeppoon and Emu Park. Oh my gosh, look at who's welcomed us on arrival. Hi, donkey. Pico's getting jealous. Pico's getting jealous already. And here we are. Look at Pico in the mirror. Oh, here we are. So this is High Valley Dawn. And it's a farm. Now, these guys actually have a restaurant as well, 5 minutes away from the farm. So we're gonna have to try the restaurant, whether that's tonight for dinner, whether it's for breakfast, we will, because everything's like farm to fork food. So they grow everything here, as far as I'm aware. They grow all their own veg, everything. Until we get in there, we're not fully sure. And I know they've got, I think, probably 3 to 5 tiny homes and 3 to 5 glamping pods here, so you can stay, you can do like a farm tour, you can do all sorts of different things. But yeah, we'll get into that when we get there. Look how beautiful it is on this land. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're just waiting for a guy called Riko to come and greet us and see us into the tiny home.
Welcome to High Valley Dawn.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Are you Riko?
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely to meet you, Riko.
Lovely to meet you too. You're going to be in number 1 down over here. You can follow me.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So my name's Joe.
Joe.
Joe and Cody.
Cody, hi. Nice to meet
Love
you.
to meet you.
It's a 140-acre permaculture farm. The extent of the land is all the way to the bottom of the hill on that side, and then along the bottom line, the tree line over there, till it gets to those trees there between the dam, and then it expands out that way for 60 acres that way. And then it comes around to the front, just on the doorstep of the Great Barrier Reef. So there's the coastal wetlands over there with mangroves and estuarine habitat. And then the land also includes all the way up the hill over there, and then all the way around, and then down again. And so it's a pretty large property. Also, during today, we can go and have a look up that hill. There's a beautiful view over there.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That'd
be amazing. Yeah.
So that's a 2-acre market garden. So that's intensively cultivated vegetables and fruits and medicines.
How many is that by? Is that cultivated by just?
Well, no, there's a team of people that
There is a
work
team.
here. Yeah, that's right. Mostly volunteers. In fact, mostly volunteers that we have from all around the world. We're
Amazing.
part of the woofing program. And then after the trees over there, 2-acre food forest. And that's tropical fruits from all around the world. We can have a look through there as well. There's some fruits on at the moment. Different times of the year, different fruits are coming on, and it's a food forest. And the idea of a food forest is that, forests are places where nature sustains itself.
Yeah.
There's no input, there's no maintenance required in a forest. It feeds itself.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, is to create a self-sustaining system that feeds itself, that doesn't need much input, that actually produces fruit. And so it's a food forest. We just have to walk through and get the fruit.
So it's forest meets Willy Wonka, where you can taste. I like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I feel like I've won the golden ticket. And then on the other side of the hill there's the native Australian, which is from this region, which is highly concentrated superfoods. Every single one of them is a superfood. And I mean, the indigenous people lived in them for 50,000 years.
Yeah.
And was able to survive, and they're highly nutritious. So yeah, that's what we practice here is permaculture, earth care.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of earth care is like the cycle of life there. The role of the farmer is to look after the soil, to make sure the soil is as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
When the soil is healthy, it looks after the plants. So we look after the soil looks after the plants, the plants look after us.
Thank you for...
Open my eyes.
Yeah.
Welcome.
After you, please.
The idea of the tiny home is that it's a small space, but everything's there, and it doesn't make you feel like you're in a small space. So this over here is a fold-out sofa. It's actually got 2 beds. So there's one in the top bed. So there's actually 4 people can be in this. There's one over there. It's like 2 singles in the sofa bed, and then there's the main bedroom, which is a double. This over here is drinking water, which is actually from our rainwater tanks.
No way.
So that's rainwater as fresh as it gets.
I love that.
Yeah. And this over here is bore water. It's not dangerous unless you have like 2 liters of it.
Yeah.
It comes from deep underneath the ground from the water table, and it's not palatable. It's very sulfury. It tastes a bit rich of minerals. And it's not ideal for drinking.
Yeah.
Having said that, many people in Australia live on that. We're just lucky in terms of we've got enough rainfall that we can have that fresh, clean water. So that's really good for washing clothes. It's for washing in the shower, for brushing your teeth. Absolutely fine.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the bore water.
Yeah.
But this over here is
your main goal.
Yeah, main drinking water. It's not a flush toilet.
Yeah,
there's no water. Yeah, you've used them.
Yeah, we've used one of these before.
So with that, that all gets collected and then put into a place in the property to mature. It takes 2 years. After 2 years, it's broken down into beautiful soil that we can then put on the land. We don't put it in the garden. We could.
Yeah.
There's no health reason why we shouldn't. It's just there's a as an extra safety measure. We wouldn't put it on the food use plants.
course.
The whole idea is that all the systems feed into each other. There's it doesn't go out. You know, when we do weeding in the garden, that goes back into the garden. And now that we try to minimize what we bring in as well. So that's the idea of sustainability: is make the most of what you've got and try to bring as little in as you can. All small spaces, but
it's all you need, though. This is
that's right. It's still really comfortable.
Yeah, beautiful. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the tour. Like you said, it's perfect size. This is great. Wow.
If you want to have a barbecue, there's a gas barbecue here that you're most welcome to use.
Thank you.
And so we have arrived at High Valley Dawn Farm, and Riko has just given us a fantastic brief explanation into a few of the things going on the land. But he said there is a lot more going on that we need to see. Now, we have arrived and sunset will be probably in about an hour from now. But we're not going to do the veg farm here today, which is the subtropical maintained farm. That would be amazing if we can get through and do a tasting session. Like I said, it'll be like walking through Willy Wonka's factory. He then said they have the self-sustaining farm of fruits in the forest where there's a couple of layers to it, different things going on in the further field, which will be great again to see. Further down from here, we've also got a dam and I believe a lake system going on again. Maybe explore, see a few things of the animals, creatures that are down there. I can see from here we've got a bit of poultry, maybe a couple of animals along the lines of chickens, turkeys, geese. So that is definitely a spot that I would love to go and explore. Say hello to the guys down on that side. But for today, before that sun sets, or as it sets, should I say, we have got a plan to jump in a 4x4. He said you can only get to this location on the land in a certain 4x4 car, get all the way through, get up to the top of this hill and check a gorgeous sunset from an amazing vantage point. So that's the plan. Let's see where we get up to. No doubt we'll get detoured on a couple of travels, but that's all part of the fun. So our ride has arrived and let's go to location. And up at the vantage point now. Not a bad spot at all.
And what Great Keppel Island is, actually, is the rim of an old volcano.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so this whole area is very volcanic, and that's also why all our soils are red. So that's actually the plug for a volcano.
Wow.
The plug locked in maybe a million and, multi-millions years ago. Some people say it's like Byron Bay 20 years ago.
Do you know what? What did we say? We said it was very similar to that, didn't we?
Yeah, so fast forward in 20 years' time and you'll see this whole area will be covered with houses.
Well, hopefully it stays 20 years behind.
Yeah, well, we kind of like it. Everything that happens on this farm affects the reef.
Yes.
So we actually have a program with the Great Barrier Reef Foundation.
Wow.
And they're giving us money to do programs to actually work on the soil here because they understand that what we do here is affecting all of that. So
the runoff and other things, of
so
course.
Everything we do is to prevent runoff, and also the fact that we don't use any chemicals is really good for the Great Barrier Reef. It's just there.
And they're going to want to support that in essence to say, look, these guys can do it, so there's no reason why you can't to others. Love that.
Exactly.
Love
so
that.
We're doing pilot programs.
Love it. Fantastic.
Showing how land management contributes to reef health.
I wasn't recording. You're going to have to say that again. You're going to have to explain what's just... So what did you say you have to do? This is a genuine story. This needs to be on camera.
I was just talking about how hot it gets here.
Yes.
At the moment, we're in winter. It's really balmy. It's really nice.
Yes.
I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, it's nice. It's perfect summer.
This is like European summer.
Exactly.
But this is our winter. But in summer, it gets really, really, really hot. And it gets so hot, especially around January and February, it gets so hot that the only relief I get is by opening up the freezer and putting my head inside.
You actually do that?
Yeah, I actually...
We're going to have to come back and see you do this now.
Open up the freezer and put my head in and go,
Another great view for the vlog. We've seen a few of these on this tour up the eastern coast and then now again on the way back down. But what a fantastic, fantastic view. Beautiful. On a gorgeous day. We are in the tiny home and there has been a bit of a time jump. We nipped down to Coles, but food was on our mind. We've missed dinner and our stomachs were shouting at us big time. So it's pretty much been heads in the game, get food sorted and get it plated up. And Cody's doing a cracking job. I've just hooked up all the devices and got us ready for a big work night. But we'll eat the food and then probably do the outro because we are knackered after today. And so what would have only felt like a short moment for you has actually been a couple of hours for us. We made our tea or our dinner, we ate up and then we got cracking straight into work. And Tuesday is a big, big big day for work for us. So we literally just focused in. I've just wrapped up. Cody's still finishing up in there. And that is us done for the night. All I have to do is edit this video that you are watching. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. And we've got a lot more to explore tomorrow, hopefully. Potentially on the land and another big car ride further down. For those wondering, I know we've had a few people commenting saying, oh, why are you not staying for longer? And I think I mentioned earlier, we would love to stay in some of these spots for longer, but due to work commitments, the only time we could get off was 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks, as you guys can see on this channel, has been as well spent as we could have done. And we really, really have enjoyed every minute of it. And there's still a little bit more to go yet. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed these travels, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I want to say a quick thank you to the members. Show your names on the screen now, and we shall see you in the next one. Adios.